What player is the hardest to game plan for?
It's always been Steph. Like, I think, you know, Steph is, I mean, is one of the hardest, or I mean, the hardest guy to game plan for, because of like everything he creates. He creates everything off his movement. Like, you know
Mhm.
what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, and people always want to try to duplicate, what Golden State does, but you can't duplicate that because your best player, who was a Hall of Famer, who was top 5 player in the league, like that's how he wants to play. So they come, man, why we don't like, not Kawhi's not gonna run around like that.
He not.
Mhm.
Paul George gonna run around like James Harden gonna run like that. Like, you know what I mean? So you can't duplicate that. And that's why I always say, like, you gotta coach to your personnel, not
Yeah.
to your system. You know what I mean? Your personnel has to fit your system. If not, you gotta change and do different things. Like every year I coach different. I got a different system, every year. But Steph is the player that loves to play that way.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And so when you have your best player that wants to play that way, it's easy to do because everybody else falls in line. But if you don't have that personnel and have a guys to do that, it's hard to play that style of basketball.
Totally.
No, 1000%.
I totally agree.
You had an opportunity this summer to coach the Olympics. As a part of the staff with Steve. And I'll be honest, I was one of the main people, one of the main guys saying, I don't understand how in the hell Jayson Tatum's not getting any minutes. I didn't understand it. Obviously, y'all go on to win. But in looking back at that situation, was there something that could have been done differently to where Jayson Tatum, because now he got this vengeance against us, and I'm not sure he got that same vengeance against y'all, T. Lou, but now he got this vengeance against us that
Well, that's,
we
that's
don't really need.
right. That's my little cousin. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
So he's from St. Louis. I'm from him. His dad is my
Yep.
first cousin.
Wow.
Yeah, he kind of my functions in Mexico when he was younger. So that's my
Wow.
cousin. So I feel bad for him, but we talked every single day. But the biggest thing for me, like I ain't gonna go against coach's decision. If I'm a coach, I'm gonna stand in, whatever the head coach decision they make. You will never hear me say I disagree. Not to a player, not to anybody, because that's not my response. Like my job is to be all in, And so, but I will say, I like the way JT handled himself. Um,
Yep.
he was professional. He didn't try to go home. And like I said, as a guy who's been first team All NBA 3 years in a row, coming off winning the championship, won a gold medal back in 21. Like I said, it was tough for
Mhm.
him, and so I just try to talk to him. I just try to be positive with him, keep in the right headspace. And like I said, I'm just glad he got through it. I'm glad he got a gold medal, like I said, and um, he was able to play, like I said, that last game in the gold medal game. But I'll never be one of those guys, whether it's family or not. If I'm in the
You locked
trenches
in,
and
you
I'm,
looked in. Yeah.
you know, that's what it is. And so, but I am proud, like I said, Lil Jay, how he handled himself and how he conducted himself throughout the hard time and the adversity of what he had to go through.
No, I think that's dope. Do you ultimately? I don't think Steve's going to do it forever. Do you hope to ultimately one day take that over and be the head coach of the USA team? Is it something you want to do again?
Yeah, I mean, I would like that opportunity because as a player, you grew up with wanting to be on an Olympic team. Of course, I wasn't good enough. You know what I mean? But like that was your
Mhm.
dreams. Winning the NBA championship. Being Olympic and being able to represent your country. But now having to do it in this capacity has been great. So to be able to one day be the head coach, if that was possible, and be able to be a young black man to win a gold medal for your country. I think it says a lot about our youth, about you know
The
um,
evolution.
kids looking up to us, and being that young black coach, winning a gold medal for your country and representing your country. There's no better feeling than that.
If I'm still
Yeah, watch
playing in
us.
2028,
Me and Draymond coming to coach.
you coaching because you can't move no more. If I'm still playing,
Hey,
I'm in
T.
the
Lou.
game.
Next year, I'm getting invited to Golden State Warriors training camp. What do you think my chances are of making the team if I'm in shape?
Well, don't guard Steph.
I'm not messing with Steph.
Yeah. How do you now love it? You got to be 42 now?
Yeah, I'm like
43.
38, 42. something like
It's
that.
over. It's a wrap.
I don't know
I'm
about
like 37, 43, you know.
Right.
Hey, I don't know, love. I ain't speaking on that. I ain't never killed nobody's dreams, you know?
I'm telling Draymond, hey, you think I'm playing? Watch me make that fucking team next year. Back to business. You watch Steph Curry go off in the final minutes of the Olympic championship game against France. One, how did it feel getting a gold medal in that fashion? And like, talk about the experience now, you know, coaching Steph in the Olympics.
To finally be on this team, I feel like Bron. Like, you know what I'm saying? We went against him so many times and came up short, you know, but it was really good. You know, the thing that I like the most, take me out of it, is that just Katie, Steph, and Bron. Like, you know, three guys. And it's like saying our generation, like to be able to play together on that level, you know, to represent your country, to win a gold medal together. I think that was one of the coolest moments I've seen, you know, just seeing those three guys come together. So that was great. And then my time, like I said, I've always dreamed of being, you know, in the Olympics, you know, represent my country and to win a gold medal, like I said, alongside of Steve. How Bron felt about Steph, I felt about Steve, you know, like, you know, battling every year, you know, battling, you know what I'm saying? And Steve's a great coach, and to being there with Spo and then having Mark Few from Gonzaga, who was on the staff as well. Man, it was just great to just, you know, learn so much, to see so much, pick each other's brains. It was an amazing experience, man. So I'm just happy that, like that, Steve, you know, extended the invitation as well as Grant Hill, and it was beautiful.
I wanted to share the story. You probably don't even know. Roy Williams recruited me, and when y'all came out here for the Best in the West, and at the time I was 5'3". And I used to watch you play for CMH with Derek Hood. Yeah. So I was like, that's my guy. That's who I can be. When I saw you play on CMH, I was like, yo, I can be him because I'm gonna be a little dude. And I played on Paul's team. I don't even know if you remember that. I was on Paul's team.
But we played y'all in the Slam and Jam?
Yes, bro. Roy Williams and everybody in the camp thought I was a handicapped kid.
What you mean?
Because I played with a limp. I was fresh. I was 3 days out of a broken ankle, and I showed up at the Best in the West because I just wanted to get recruited. So I only played garbage time, bro. And I had a limp. And I had a limp. I was the little dude on the team with the limp, and everybody thought I was handicapped. Even Roy Williams. He was like, "What happened to that handicapped kid? He was so good." I was like, "Bro, that was me." But like, you are my guy, man. You are my guy. And I never forget that. I watched that game like, damn, I'm gonna be like him, man. That little dude got game.
That's great. And he became 6'3", a perennial all-star, max. You know? Top 5.
Was that like one of the most shocking things that you had to deal with in like coming from a small city and like moving to like LA?
Yeah, so I grew up in Mexico till my sophomore year in high school. And then my sophomore year in high school, I moved to Kansas City with my Uncle Kevin, Graves. And so, because like in Mexico, wasn't being recruited, you know, there's a lot of politics, you know, as far as who plays, who doesn't play. And people wasn't coming to Mexico to see, you know, see kids play, you know. And so it was hard on my mom, you know, because like to let your son go as a sophomore in high school to move, you know, to Kansas City. I went to Raytown High School. It was hard for her, but if I wanted to get to where I wanted to get to, it was the right move. You know, it was the right move. And so I played in Kansas City, went to Raytown High School, and then I played on the AAU team BD talking about with Derek Hood, you know, Jamal Walker, Manny Dye. I think our whole team went D1. And the younger team underneath us that played up sometimes were Earl Watson, Corey Maggette, Jerron Rush, Coleon Young, you know. And so we had teams, and that's when I got my first look because I wanted to go to Georgia Tech because I was, you know, Kenny Anderson. And Bob pretty much came to one of the games, and he ain't looked at me one time, you know. But it took Steph that year. It took Steph, you know. But that's when I kind of like got my name and got on the map, and that's when I got started getting recruited and stuff. So it was huge for me.